Time is now the central battleground in the assisted dying bill. The legislation returns to the House of Lords under immense pressure, and the calendar may prove as decisive as the content of the bill itself. The session ends in the spring, and if the Lords have not completed their line-by-line work by then, the bill falls. The deadline is not a procedural technicality, it's become a constitutional weapon. The Lords face a bill that is, by any sober assessment, in deep trouble. It is unprecedented to see almost 1,000 amendments on a private member's bill. That is not theatre. It's the visible record of a text that peers from across the House, supporters, neutrals and opponents alike, regard as incomplete and unsafe. Even Lord Falconer, the bill's own steward, has tabled 35 amendments, correcting powers that his own drafting placed ministers. Many of those amendments from opponents are not attempts to smother the measure, but to patch the holes that witnesses across medicine, law and disability rights highlighted in evidence sessions. Uncertainty about prognosis, the absence of a safe drug, the lack of clarity over coercion, the improper delegation of legislative powers, and an inequality of access to palliative care that undermines genuine consent. Yet, supporters of the bill argue that the sheer volume of amendments is itself evidence of obstruction, hence the letter from 65 peers insisting that the Lords must respect the will of the Commons and the apparent support of the public. The problem is that the letter reached journalists hours before it reached the peers it claimed to address, which only reinforced suspicions that this is not a debate grounded in respect for scrutiny. Meanwhile, Baroness Grey-Thompson revealed that she had even asked for some of her amendments to be downgraded to speed progress, hardly the conduct of a filibusterer. The time constraint, therefore, sharpens a fundamental question. What is the role of the Lords when confronted with a bill that's already shown itself unstable, under examination, yet must be passed in a handful of months or not at all? Some peers, including supporters in principle of assisted dying, must now argue the government should take over the drafting entirely, consult widely, and return with a coherent text. Others insist that the passing of the bill in its present form, simply to meet an artificial deadline, would be a dereliction of duty. The Lords' job is precisely to take the time that elected MPs were denied when the bill was rushed through the Commons with insufficient scrutiny and with disabled committee members literally unable to participate. If the bill fails because there was not enough time to repair it, that is not sabotage, it is Parliament performing its constitutional duty, but failing. No right more grave than the right to end life should ever be shaped by a stopwatch. Here, the calendar is not a reason to lower standards, but a reminder that haste is the enemy of safety. The Lords must resist the pressure to treat human life as a matter for administrative convenience.